Every business has a slow season, so try not to be too upset about it. Whether you are entering your slow season by choice or by the way the cards fell, it's okay. Sometimes as freelancers, we're entering that slow season because contracts happen to end around the same time. We had to fire a client. A client might not want to work with us anymore. You're no longer getting leads in. So instead of sitting around and sulking, which I am guilty of doing in the past, we need to pick ourselves up, keep going, and keep posting. I love to be busy. I love when business is booming. I'm making money, but when you're in that slow season, it's so easy to get into that victim mindset, that woe is me, and fall back. And you should take advantage of having that slow season so you can really focus on structuring your SOPs, pouring into yourself, creating content for your business that you didn't have the time to before, reevaluating how you want to expand your business, employees, and so much more that we're going to be covering in today's episode. So I'm just super excited for that. So I will be sharing the 5 things that I personally like to do during a slow season. And I'm going to be honest, guys, right now we are in a little bit of a slow season as we enter November. I had one client end her contract with us at the beginning of November, and then another client, we were just not a good fit. So that was essentially about $1,400 in revenue for our company, which is a decent chunk. Since we are a startup business, you know, every penny counts, especially when it comes to paying myself and paying our contractor. So that was a hit, and it really stunk. Excuse me, I misspoke. It really stunk. So I can be honest, like the first week when I realized like the revenue hit we took and between not being able to pay myself as much as I usually do, I decided to really let myself feel those emotions. I was definitely a little discouraged, not so much upset, just really feeling discouraged because I had a video take off, went viral, built an agency, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I lost so much money. So I did get into that little bit, woe is me, but I was like, you know what? I need to snap out of it. So today I got dressed. It's a Monday. I have my blazer on, looking like the CEO that I am. And I really have just been leaning into the Lord even more now. And just praying for, you know, our business to recover, business to boom, to make it through the first year. And obviously, if you don't believe in God, feel free to skip ahead to the podcast. I'll have timestamps, but you can skip throughout the podcast episode. But I am a believer. I believe in God. I pray over my life, my family. And this is a season I really am leaning into the Lord. And also, I want to make sure I'm always keeping the Lord in my business, whether that is when business is doing amazing and even when business is not doing so good. I always want to have God involved in my plan. So I'm just leaning into the Lord very heavily. The second thing I'm doing is planning out my email marketing strategy. Now, when business is booming, I was not being consistent with sending out newsletters, and you can make really good money from email marketing, and you should not be selling to your audience all the time. Something as simple as sharing tips, letting them know you have a new YouTube video out, letting them know you posted a new TikTok, look at these tips. And I have my email list segmented, but when I am sending emails consistently, it's so much easier to make sales. So eventually when I do choose to sell to them and I'm sharing a testimonial and it's like, hey, book a free consultation or book a one-on-one strategy call, I'm more likely to get that sale because I'm nurturing my community and providing them with valuable information that they might not see if they're not following me on all my socials, or they just might not come across that video. So it's really important to make sure you are sending weekly or bi-weekly newsletters. The third thing that my partner and I have been doing is making a business plan. So when business is booming, we want to be more strategic with our money, making sure that we're saving so we have enough to pay our contractors and not cut hours. That always stinks when you do have to cut hours, but you still need the help. So I became a work from home mom because I wanted the ease of being a work from home mom, being able to provide for my family at home and still feed them well, cook, clean, keep up with the household. But when business got busy, I was doing everything, wearing multiple hats and trying to keep up with everything, which is why we outsourced. And now with business slowing down and losing that revenue, I couldn't purchase as many hours from our virtual assistant as I normally like to. So that meant longer nights for me, earlier mornings, and it was just a lot. So there is always going to be seasons where the CEO is working more, of course, but these are just really the most transformative years, I would say, for my daughter who's growing up. She's in preschool, and I really want to make sure I'm not just working when she comes home. I want to spend that time with her, whether that's doing an activity, we're cooking together. I just want to have the time, and I really, really value being able to cook for my family. That's my best thing. I love feeding them, getting them full, packing their lunches. So I want to make sure that we are doing the right thing and we have enough money saved so we don't have to cut hours or take a pay cut. The fourth thing that I'm doing is tightening up our SOPs. I have them in a Google Doc, but I want to go over them. But I have been going over them, making sure that I still want to continue the workflow, looking at our scripts, whether that's replying to an inquiry, what we're going to reply to a brand, because now I have brands reaching out to me, which is pretty exciting. So I want to make sure our templates are up to date and our SOPs look good. Just, you know, I have the free time pretty much, so I want to make sure they look good. I'm also filming content, not posting it all at one time. Just making sure I spread it out enough and we have that content in our back pocket. And the last thing that I am doing is enjoying this slow season and truly pouring into myself. You know, you can make those excuses, oh, I don't have time, and sometimes I really didn't have time because I was just so exhausted and I wanted to sleep versus getting up and working out. But right now I am making sure I'm working out my 4 times a week, my 3 to 4 times a week. It's not always 4 times, but I am getting in those workouts 3 times a week, and I just feel so good. So when it is a busy season for us again, I already still have that discipline from when it was a slow season that I'm just like, you know what, all right, something that I gotta do, I gotta work out. It makes me feel good, it makes me show up better, it makes me be a better boss, it makes me be better for my clients. So just really honing in and structuring my day better and creating more discipline while I have the time, and, you know, resting when I want to rest, watching a little bit of TV shows, because when I was busy I was like, oh my gosh, I can't watch a show, or I want to do this, I just want to do that. And I'm like, I have the time, so let me enjoy it and make it happen. And as I wrap this episode up, guys, I actually want to leave you with a little bonus tip for being in a slow season. Don't get hard on yourself. Don't feel down. You're going to have that slow season when you're first starting your business, when you're already in business. It happens. There's ebbs and flows. Be smart, save your money, talk to an accountant, figure out what's going to be best for your business, and don't be hard on yourself. You have to look on the other side and truly just look at the glass as half full. I am more of a realist, which can be a little bit negative sometimes. My boyfriend will tell me, but look at the glass as half full and look on the bright side. Yes, business is slow, but it gives you time to rework your marketing strategy. It gives you time to create content, to show up, to go live, and to do so many things that you were complaining you didn't have time to do before. So remember that when you're in your next slow season. And I know that this episode was pretty short. I didn't expect it to be so short. I thought it would be a lot longer, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any additional tips, feel free to comment them down on the video. I'll make sure I leave some extra tips in the show notes if I think of any. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you, or you guys will hear me in a few days. Bye.